There is a rumor that has haunted the Mojave Desert for 90 years. A rumor that inside the massive white walls of the Hoover Dam, there are bodies. Legend says that during the frantic construction in the 1930s, workers slipped. They fell into the wet concrete, and the foreman, too greedy to stop the pour, simply buried them where they lay. But the reality isn't about bodies trapped in stone. It's much darker. It's about how a government and a corporation conspired to hide the true cost of the American dream, using natural causes as a weapon. September 30th, 1935. President Franklin D. Roosevelt stands on the rim of the canyon. He looks down at the largest hydroelectric facility in the world and calls it a feat of mankind, a utopia. But he didn't mention the price tag. To build this marvel, a consortium called 6 companies hired desperate men during the Great Depression. They cut their pay. They housed them in a canyon that averaged 120 degrees, and when the workers tried to strike, the government helped lock them out. The worst crimes happened underground. To divert the river, crews had to blast massive tunnels through the canyon walls. To save money, 6 companies used cheap, gas-powered trucks inside these sealed tunnels. Men started dropping. Dizzy, nauseous, dead. But if a worker died of gas poisoning, the company had to pay a fine. So, doctors were pressured to falsify the death certificates. They listed the deaths as pneumonia. Dozens of men were suffocated by corporate greed, and their families got nothing. Above ground, it wasn't much better. The high scalers, many of whom were Apache men, the only Native Americans hired for the project, dangled from cliffs with dynamite. If they fell, there was no net. You'd think all that sacrifice brought safety. It didn't. In 1983, a massive flood threatened to destroy the entire system. The spillways at Glen Canyon were disintegrating. If they failed, a wall of water would have wiped out the Hoover Dam. Do you know what saved the biggest dam in America? Plywood. Engineers jury-rigged a solution with wood from a hardware store to hold back the water. The perfect engineering was a lie. But the strangest story of all is the Tierney Curse. The first recorded death of the project was a surveyor named George Tierney, who drowned on December 20th, 1922. The last recorded death? His son, Patrick Tierney, who fell from an intake tower on December 20th, 1935. Father and son, same project, same day, 13 years apart. So, are there bodies in the concrete? No. The way they poured the cement made that impossible. The bodies aren't in the dam. They are buried in the paperwork. 96 official deaths. But if you count the heat, the gas, and the cover-ups, the desert holds far more secrets than it tells.